How to fix Minecraft getsockopt server connection error. Welcome back to Tenabalta. The Minecraft getsockopt error is a frustrating network socket failure that typically occurs when hosting a server on a virtual dedicated server. During our extensive testing at Tenabalta, we discovered that this error completely blocks incoming player connections, regardless of whether you are running paper, Spigot, or sponge software. Our network diagnostics revealed that the socket connection is essentially being terminated before the TCP handshake can complete. We have successfully compiled the definitive list of solutions to completely eliminate this connection barrier. Let us dive into the technical fixes our team has verified. Our primary investigation revealed that the most critical fix involves configuring the port forwarding settings directly through your hosting provider's panel. Many VDS providers implement strict hardware firewalls that block the default Minecraft port 25565 by default. You must navigate to your hosting dashboard, locate the network or port forwarding section, and explicitly open TCP and UDP traffic for port 25565. While testing various hosting environments, we discovered that some providers restrict external port management entirely. In these specific cases, our team found that directly contacting your VDS support team is the only viable solution. Simply submit a technical ticket requesting them to whitelist port 25565 on their backend infrastructure. If you are hosting on a Windows Server VDS, Tenabalta's analysis points to the Windows Defender firewall as the primary culprit. You need to open the Advanced Security interface and create a new inbound rule specifically for port 25565. Ensure this rule is set to allow the connection across domain, private, and public network profiles. Similarly, outbound traffic must also be permitted for complete bidirectional communication. Create a corresponding outbound rule in the Windows firewall for port 25565. Our testing showed that failing to allow outbound packets can result in the server silently dropping the player's connection, triggering the getsockopt fault. For Linux-based VDS environments, uncomplicated firewall configurations often drop incoming Minecraft packets without warning. We recommend accessing your SSH terminal and executing the command ufwa allow 25565 to instantly open the necessary port. Always reload the firewall afterward to ensure the new socket rules are actively applied. If your Linux machine relies on iptables instead of UFW, you must manually append the network rules. Tenabalta verified that running the iptables insert input rule for TCP port 25565 permanently resolves the socket block. Remember to save your iptables configuration so the fix persists after a system reboot. Our internal diagnostics frequently trace this error back to a misconfigured server properties file. Open your server configuration document and locate the server IP address line. We highly advise leaving this field completely blank, as binding it to a specific address often causes routing conflicts inside virtualized environments. Within that same configuration file, verify that the server port variable is strictly defined as 25565. During our troubleshooting sessions, we noticed that accidental typos or port modifications here will immediately cause a getsockopt error when players attempt to connect. Java network stack preferences can sometimes force IP6 routing when only IP4 is supported by your network. To bypass this, we suggest adding a specific argument to your server startup script. Include the parameter Java prefer IP4 stack equal to true to force standard socket operations. Another common trigger we identified at Tenabalta is a hidden port conflict on the host machine. By running the netstat command in your terminal, you can check if another hidden process is already occupying port 25565. If a ghost Java process is detected, terminate its process ID to free up the socket. Sometimes, A corrupted server jar file can mimic a network socket error when the server silently crashes during the boot sequence. We recommend downloading the absolute latest build of paper or Spigot for your specific version. Replacing the core executable ensures all compiled socket libraries are intact and fully functional. Intense mitigation layers on budget VDS hosts can aggressively filter legitimate player connections. If your server experiences intermittent getsockopt errors during peak hours, your host's mitigation threshold is likely set too high. We verified that asking the provider to adjust their packet flood limits stabilizes the connection. Moving to the client side, a poisoned DNS cache on the player's computer will misdirect the connection attempt. Our technicians always recommend opening the command prompt and flushing the DNS cache directly. This forces the client to resolve a fresh route to the VDS IP address. Virtual private networks running on the player's local machine are notorious for disrupting direct TCP socket handshakes. We highly suggest disabling any active VPN software or proxy networks before launching the Minecraft client. This ensures an unfiltered, direct route to the server node without tunneling interference. For servers experiencing high latency, the default Spigot timeout threshold might be too aggressive. Navigate to your Spigot configuration file and manually increase the network timeout parameter. Giving the socket more time to negotiate the connection often bypasses the timeout drop completely. Network interface MTU size mismatches between the host and the client can cause packet fragmentation. Our engineers found that setting the VDS network interface MTU to a standard 1,500 bytes prevents these packet drops. This ensures seamless data transmission without socket fragmentation errors. If you are utilizing a custom domain name, DNS propagation delays can temporarily trigger the getsockopt message. We recommend attempting a direct connection using the raw numerical IP address of your VDS. This bypasses the domain registrar entirely and tests the raw socket availability. Corrupted player data files within the world directory can also crash the connection upon login. Tenabalta tested removing the affected player's data file from the server directory to clear the fault. This forces the server to generate a fresh profile, clearing any corrupted socket data associated with that specific user. Finally, outdated network interface drivers on your Windows VDS can severely impact Java socket stability. We suggest navigating to the device manager and installing the latest vendor-specific drivers for your virtual network adapter. Fresh drivers optimize how the operating system handles continuous TCP streams and heavy game traffic. Don't forget to follow Tenabalta for more.